today. We're going to start with a handgun. And one of the things that I teach students is I don't wait. This is something that I do that's a little bit different than what a lot of schools do. I don't wait till you're a black belt to start teaching you gun defenses, because you could literally, in the first month you're in training, you could go out there and someone could pull a gun on you. You know what I mean? And chances are you don't have to be a black belt at kickboxing, and you don't have to have the perfect everything before you learn how to do something like this. In fact, some ways this is a little bit easier because we deal with the principles. The main principle of the gun is line of fire. If I'm pointing the gun, if somebody's pointing a gun at me, you're directly in the line of fire. Okay, so what you want to do, your first move, is getting out of the line of fire. All right. So if he points the gun at me, any move I do, and this is something that you could take other people's videos that you see, and if you'll begin to start realizing whether this is an effective defense or not, when you watch other people's videos and they do stuff that doesn't involve them getting out of the line of fire. For example, I'll show you one. I've seen, fastest gun disarmer. The guy just grabs the gun and pulls it away. It looks awesome, it's fast, but what happened in the process of that, if I slow it down, is boom, this gun went off. As soon as I touched the gun, it probably went off and it hit me, okay? So that's not effective, all right? I have to clear the line of fire. So how we're gonna do that is, all right, I'm gonna show you from this side. All right, and so what we're doing is, I'll show you in slow motion. Moving to the side, the gun probably goes off there, boom, right? Now I'm driving in, striking. This is to buy myself the next step, okay? Boom, and now the bottom hand is gonna peel, and I'm gonna back up, okay? There's a lot of things going on there, okay? But that is the basic gun defense from the front. Pretty much across the board, most Krav Maga schools do it like this. The other thing that can be done is the guy can fall down. So what you're gonna wanna do is, once you get this, if the guy starts falling, because you hit him in the face, right? Bang! Smash him, right? If he, at this point, begins to fall to the ground, you're gonna want to move to the side, okay? You don't wanna end up back in the line of fire. And I'll just show you, if I'm the gun, I'll show you what I mean. Just do the normal, what I just did. So if he does this and falls, see, he's gonna wanna come around to the side. Because if he doesn't, he's gonna end up getting pulled on top of me, and that's gonna be a huge problem. So now I'm gonna do it to you, right? So you just, as soon as I move, you're just gonna kind of fall back to the ground, and I'm just gonna try to move around you, right? So I'm here, bang, and I'm moving around him, controlling the line of fire, and this way I don't trip, okay? That's gun to the front. Now we're gonna talk about gun to the front close. All right, so this is gun to the front, right? Now, when you're here, the traditional gun to the front, if I can reach up and touch this, that means I can defend against it, okay? But if the gun is here, this is gonna be a little trickier, because if you stand right here, just so they can see my chest, there is about a foot on either side that I gotta clear, okay? So if I'm back here, okay, this is literally like an inch, okay? Because of where the barrel is versus where the barrel is now. Also, if you're in a situation, let's say I have a lot of layers of clothing on, this can get stuck, okay? So I don't wanna hit the hand, because that's problematic, all right? I wanna make sure I can control this gun, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push, pass it, and the secondary hand is gonna come up. So just watch. Here, boom. All right, let's do it this way. All right, so let me just show you what's happening in slow motion, all right? So instead of grabbing here, which may be problematic, it might be difficult to grab here. It's easy to grab here, but here is difficult. So what I'm doing is I am pushing, and the secondary hand is speeding up, okay? Because I don't just wanna push, because if he takes a step back, I'm back in the line of fire, right? So I wanna be driving at the same time I'm clearing. So it's a very tricky process. Go ahead. So I'm here. This secondary hand comes up. Now I have a control position. The barrel is past me. I can poke him in the eye. I can punch the carotid. All right, I can smash the nose. Now, this is an important part. Thumbs down, guns pointed at me are bad. That's how I'm gonna grab this gun. If I grab the gun this way, that's what happens. If I grab the gun this way, then I'm gonna be able to effectively take the gun away. So every time we do a gun, we wanna grab it from that position, whether it's, sometimes when the gun is from behind and different stuff, you're gonna end up in that position. You always wanna have the hand down like this when you grab the gun because it pulls the barrel away from you versus towards you, all right? Good. Now we'll talk about another one. This one is gun from behind. This is also very tricky. Probably one of the most dangerous ones, okay? Because you don't know really what's going on behind you, okay? So if you turn around for a second, this could be a gun, this could be a knife, this could be just a hand, you know what I'm saying? Your indications you're gonna have to do, it's gonna be based on feeling and reaction. You're not gonna really know, oh, this is the gun defense from behind, okay? You're not gonna know that. It's just a reaction. So, no matter what, you're gonna spring into action the same way. So, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna switch it up. I messed up a little bit. Okay, slow motion. Here, actually go like, right here. So first move, most important, I don't raise my hand over here. I go underneath, right? Turn and move in. Get the arm, right? Boom. I strike, once I have control, I strike. One time if I need to, maybe two, right? Then what I'm gonna do, same principle. Thumb down. Here, break, take. Now, see how I'm holding this gun? This isn't how you're supposed to hold a gun. So, but I don't want you to get all caught up in that. I want you to take this gun, you're here, you get away. Now you have time to turn the gun around, tap and rack if you want to, which is a good idea. This is the first time you have ever seen this gun. It's not gonna be yellow. It's not gonna be a training gun. It's gonna be something different. So if you're starting to do all this, putting it in your shooting hand and doing all this stuff here, when you're this close, you're gonna he's gonna attack you. He's gonna probably get the gun back. So get the reactionary distance first, now switch into your shooting hand and do all that stuff. Now this is the first time you're looking at the gun, but you're also keeping your eyes on the bad guy. All right, now we're gonna do another one. This is gun to the side, okay? So there's two different ways this can be done. If my hand is behind the gun, or if my hand is in front of the gun. Let's talk about hand in front of the gun first. This is no different than this. And this is all the same. I'm just now already halfway turned. Wrap, strike, break and take, right? You do it from this side. Here, hand in front of the gun. Turn, see, clearing the line of fire. Strike. Oh, also, if you need to, if you're way up here, right, I can just slide down. I get control here, right? Remember, here, hold on a second. Remember, thumb down. This is gonna break the finger, slide it off the finger, strike, and move, and reactionary distance, okay? Let's talk about hand in front, or hand behind. There's a couple different ways to do this, all right? There's the more traditional way, right? Boom, which is grabbing here, okay? I also learned another way, which is this. All right, this side here. So this might be hard to do, okay? This might be easier to do, might be hard to do. It's up to you guys, right? So this is the one option. Option number two, here, all in one motion, here. And you can also, if this doesn't come out, boom, smash into them, right? Now, you can take it away, boom. So, either way works, okay? Do whatever your training is, whatever your school is teaching you to do is what you need to practice. Whatever you practice is what's gonna come out of you. But the principle is more important than the technique. The principle is line of fire. You get out of the line of fire, And then once you're out of the line of fire, you make sure you stay out of the line of fire, okay? Let's give you a for example, okay? I do the gun to the front, right? I'm out of the line of fire, right? Boom, now I go to take the weapon away and I do this. See what happened? I crossed the line of fire to get this. This is something you want to watch your students with, right? You hit, you want to make sure you go underneath, not over the top. You don't want to cross this line of fire. A good way to practice this is you can get one of those little lights and you can tape it onto your training gun and turn some lights down, and now you can see like a little laser beam. And then have your students practice the technique. And if they're going, whoosh, every time they cross that little light, you know that they've gotten crossed with the line of fire. So that's a good practice. All right, next one. Gun to the side of the head. With this, when you talk about gun to the head, this is very scary because not only I can't really see what's going on, okay? I can see because I can see in the camera what's going on, but in reality, I wouldn't be able to see, okay? I can only go two directions, this way or this way. Those are the only two directions I can go, all right? So when I go this way, I'm gonna need to use my hands as an assist, okay? So instead of this, which I've seen people do, we're just gonna do this. I'm just gonna pass the arm, and remember this, the same hand. That's the same motion that we did before. All right, so here, strike. Now look at it. Thumb down, break and take. Do it over here, this side. All right, so if I'm going backwards, right, because of the way he's standing, I'm gonna end up more on the inside. I can either end up on the inside, or if you use the other hand, the same motion, I'm gonna end up on the outside. It doesn't really matter, okay? This is the dead side, other hand. This is the live. I'm gonna end up in the live side. The only issue about the live side is once I'm here, what could his other hand do? Bang! Oh well, that's kind of, unavoidable, except for the fact that you're gonna be causing pain. So what you're doing in a defense like this, every time you hit him, it's like pushing the reset button on a computer. So his brain's gonna have to reload. It's gonna have to go through that startup process. So that's why we use pain compliance. That's why we're not just sitting here twisting arms and doing all this stuff, and we are hitting him. This is what's gonna keep us, that's what's gonna earn the next step. So again, same thing, here, right? Here. Okay, so that's turning backwards like this. Now we're gonna do turning forwards. Same thing, you can hold the gun in the same way. So now instead of going this way, we're going this way, okay? So in this situation, we're not gonna play with this hand because what's gonna happen, you're gonna lose control of the gun this way. So what's gonna happen, we're gonna worry about getting out of the line of fire first, and then secondary hand, this hand here, is gonna attack, or is gonna move in. So here, hit. Same thing with the thumb down, the same hand positioning. Over here. And again, depending on which hand he's holding, you're gonna either end up inside or outside. Doesn't matter. So this is why Krav Maga should be trained ambidextrously if possible. All right. So here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One more. Gun to the head from the front. All right. This is also a different situation. When the gun is pointed towards the chest, this is a big target, right? The gun is pointed to the head, though it's scary, much smaller target, which is good for us for one reason. It means that I have 3 different options to take this gun, all right? I can go this way with it, I can go this way with it, I can go up, okay? So the standard upwards one I'm gonna do first, right? So from here, here, okay? So what we're doing, slow motion, here's what we're doing, right? This goes up and I go down. Boom, hit, all right? That's up, right? To the side, go ahead, point the gun in, right? It's the same thing as we've been doing before, the same motion. here, here, here. And I go ahead, and I go to this side. So all I'm doing is, it's the same thing as gun close, right? Push, secondary hand comes up, choke up on the arm, right? Strike, here, boom. So you can see all the overlapping concepts there of gun defense. Yeah, so there's some gun defense options for you to practice. Here's what we're gonna do now. Gun hostage from obviously the guys got you from behind. This is a bad situation. You don't know what's going on until you feel a gun in your neck, okay? This is obviously a breakdown in situational awareness. Your average person is not gonna get into this situation unless they're really not paying attention and this guy really wants to hurt you, right? Maybe you're in a convenience store, maybe you're in a bus. It just depends. But you know, I will say that in this typical situation, somebody grabs you like this, you're probably the smaller person. You're probably not a big 300-pound man because it's very hard to maneuver with a hostage that's too big, right? I'm gonna be like this. Be like, I got this, I'm gonna shoot this. It's not gonna happen. So, but anyways, this is what happens. So I'm just here, right? I'm gonna have to get the line of fire off. So I have to do two things. Here, I have to turn my head, okay? Turn my head and pull the line of fire out. Gun is gonna go off there. Now this is where it gets all gray, okay? I've seen a lot of different options. Hit the groin first and then here. Other person says just go here, forget the groin. I am gonna say we're gonna forget the groin, okay? Because losing this is really bad. If he pulls back and he's in a strong position and I'm really not in a strong position right now, he pulls back, I'm in the line of fire, okay? There's nothing else I can do. So move one, right? Here, unless you do it like this simultaneously, all right? But if you go here, here, I'm gonna explode this way as I, here. Now if you wanna hit the groin, fine, okay? But either way, do it however you wanna do it, but it's gotta be quick. Boom, right? If this happens, if you're strong enough and confident enough to do this simultaneous, this has to come up here. Hit, you could drive an elbow, short elbow, and now I'm gonna immediately turn because the worst possible part of this is that I'm behind, he's behind me. I can't see what's going on behind me. There may be 3 or 4 guys back here, all right? And guy number 1 went and got you. You have no idea what's going on behind you. So, one more time. If we do it with the groin shot, right?